TikTok revives astral projection in 2020. Is VR effective in teaching lucid dreaming? Narcoleptics have high creativity quotient. Welcome to Face Today. This is the first news media about lucid dreams, sleep paralysis, and other phase states. Are you ready? TikTok revives astral projection in 2020. This year, we've repeatedly drawn attention to the popularity of travel via lucid dreams due to the lockdowns imposed in most parts of the world. A huge number of instructions on this topic have appeared on the web. Another confirmation on this can be found in an article published in December 2020 in the British magazine ID. The article is devoted to a phase state whose popularity up until recently seemed to have been dying out, namely astral projection. The author Abby Moss shares statistics on a new trend hitting social networks through the use of the hashtag astral projection, which has reached 121 million views on TikTok. The subreddit Astral Projection, meanwhile, has 167,000 members. In the UK, astral projection coaches are lining up to provide their services for £60 an hour, while an astral projection package course costs as much as £1,000. However, despite the tempting popularity of the phenomenon, there is still no consensus on what astral projection is from the scientific point of view. Deborah Hyde, former editor-in-chief of The Skeptic magazine, shares her opinion. There's huge interest in this area because abnormal functions in the brain can teach us a huge amount about how the brain functions normally. Hyde cites the largest NDE study in history, conducted in 2014 with 2,060 participants. In her opinion, the sheer size of the sample makes it impossible to deny the experience of feelings one consciousness leaving one's body, even if science cannot yet prove the existence of astral projection specifically. It remains to be seen if this topic will remain as popular next year. Do you think the astral approach to the phase has something to do with the young age of the TikTok audience? Is VR effective in teaching lucid dreaming? Dutch scientists for Dunder's Institute for Brain, Cognition and Behavior in Nijmegen have published a new study on lucid dream induction training using virtual reality, VR. The results sparked a debate about the effectiveness of such techniques. The study conducted by Jared God involved 39 people who were divided into 3 groups. The VR group, the active control group, taught to induce lucid dreams using classical techniques, and the passive control group, which used neither the classic techniques nor VR. Volunteers from the VR group who had no previous experience of immersion in virtual reality had to conduct reality checks for 4 weeks using regular questions. Am I dreaming? At the same time, they went through certain dream-like scenarios in the simulator. The experience of such an environment, according to scientists, should have strengthened the participants' critical thinking abilities. However, the results failed to corroborate the hypothesized effect. Although the VR group showed a much higher number of successful lucid dreams than the passive group, its results were virtually identical to those of the active control group. Thus, the author's hypothesis that VR training can improve the success of lucid dream training was not confirmed. This left the scientists wondering if the specific simulation scenario was to blame, or if such training is simply no more effective than the tried and true phase induction methods. The study was published in the Royal Society magazine in December 2020. Narcoleptics have high creativity quotient. Type 1 narcolepsy, NT1, is a chronic sleep disorder characterized by daytime drowsiness with rapid transition to REM sleep. Sufferers of NT1 are more likely than others to experience sleep paralysis and lucid dreams, which may therefore lead to positive consequences. In a recent study, scientists at the University of Bologna in Italy, led by Anita Di Anselmo, set out to prove that people suffering from this kind of narcolepsy tend to be more creative. To demonstrate their hypothesis, the authors conducted a study involving 66 patients with type 1 narcolepsy. The volunteers first filled out questionnaires, which were used to assess their creative achievements and abilities. Next, they went through a creativity assessment test in which they were asked to suggest original ways of using ordinary objects. The results showed that not only do narcoleptics have a higher creativity quotient than ordinary people, but they're also able to come up with several original ideas at once. According to the scientists, the reason lies in the frequent hypnagogic hallucinations that occur in the transitional state between sleep and wakefulness. Like lucid dreaming, hypnagogy involves the mind and the unconscious at the same time. In this state, the patient experiences a free stream of consciousness, or the effect of wandering mind, which in turn develops creative thinking. The study was published in December 2020 in the journal Nature and Science of Sleep. Happy New Year, phase practitioners! The past year has produced a lot of useful research on lucid dreaming, out-of-body experiences, and sleep paralysis. However, there is so much more to come next year. A new reality is currently forming literally before our eyes, a reality that is already attracting new industries and crowds of people. We'll be back on air to bring you more news in January 2021. See you in the next year. As you can see, our topic is actively developing in order not to miss new discoveries. Right now, subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media, where we publish news daily. All links are in the description. See you next week.